I've spent weeks bringing this wrecked Toyota Hilux back to life. After a full chassis swap, fixing the front end, and respraying the body, it's completely transformed. But now, it's time for the real test. Will it actually start? Will it actually move? One thing's for sure, this is going to be an interesting video. We started by removing the 6 bolts securing the chassis to the cabin. We moved it out of the way to prep for rolling the new chassis underneath. We did not have a 4-post lift, so mounting the cabin onto the chassis was a challenge. But we did get creative, using an engine hoist, tires, an oil drum, and old light poles. Once it was at the right height, we rolled the new chassis underneath. From there, we used a bottle jack to lower it down, making sure all mounting points lined up perfectly. Afterwards, we secured the 6 mounting bolts in place. The front left side of the cradle was damaged, and the left fender valve was pushed back into the cabin. To replace them, we drilled out the spot welds and removed the both parts. After that, we took out the fuse box and its bracket. With everything stripped down, we were ready to start rebuilding the front end. If you missed out on how this damage occurred, click up on the right hand side of your screen. With the cradle and left fender valve pre-painted, we moved on to mock assembly. We fitted the cradle, the fender valve, and the fenders. Then test fitted the headlights, grille, bonnet, and bumper to check the alignment. Everything lined up perfectly, so we stripped it back down and started tacking the panels in place with spot welds. Cradle is on, bonnet is on, bonnet hinge is damaged, left fender wall is damaged. These brackets I had to keep, but this one was still intact. This is new. Once secured, I belt sanded the welds flat, getting the front end ready for paint. Before painting the front end, we added 30mm spacers to align the body and the wheels for a cleaner, more aggressive look. To get the alignment close, I did a manual wheel alignment using a string, making sure it touched both wheels evenly. Our next task was removing all 4 doors to prepare for paint. First, we stripped the door cards, unplugged the wiring harness, and removed the locking mechanism. After that, we took out the door handle mechanism, window beadings, windows, and window regulator. Back at the front end, we masked the joints where seam sealer would be applied. Seam sealer is essential for waterproofing and protecting the joints. Now before spraying the vehicle, we masked off the engine to prevent overspray. Once that was done, we mixed the paint and sprayed down the spot welds and seam sealer to blend everything in. Next, I reinstalled the fuse box and threaded the engine wiring loom through the dash, plugging it into the ECU. After that, we refitted the radiator, airbox, battery tray cover, battery, and intercooler. Once everything was in place, we topped up the power steering fluid and filled the radiator with coolant. Now it was ready for its first start. And just like that, first try, it fired right up. Now it's time to bleed the power steering system. To get the Hilux moving, we needed to fill it up with transmission fluid. Once topped up, we had to run the fluid through the gears to ensure proper lubrication and smooth shifting. This helps circulate the fluid and prevent any dry spots within the transmission. Yep. And now it was time to move it. With all the mechanical work done, it was time to prepare everything for paint. Need to paint the bin. Wheel arch is coming out. Now it is time to paint the underneath of the bin.
This is all the dents are pushed and all of it. What you're seeing here?
Yeah, what's that? Primer?
This is primer. Yeah, had one dent here, had one dent here from a previous project, which they fixed. So, and,
And there you have it. After all of the hard work, here it is. The fully rebuilt Toyota Hilux Legend 50 4x4 automatic 2.8 GD6 is ready to be back on the road.